Hello, everyone.
Hello there.
Our next theme, in terms of what we've inherited, what we've received, what they've conveyed to us through the ages and also in current times from the mystics, uh, as to what they've discovered, what works, what helps them with living. So, the next theme in that whole lineage is how to practice heaven now. Or let's formulate it in a different way. Contemplation is practicing heaven now.
Heaven being give me your definition there, or the mystic's definition of heaven.
Angels with harps.
I can picture you with a harp.
and a gate with Peter
Yeah.
with a thick book.
Yes, exactly. So we have very definite definitions about heaven.
Yes.
So, but the mystics did not have that.
No, they didn't have that definition. They have a much, much more down to earth definition.
Yeah.
Well, it starts with an experience of God. Heaven for the mystics is shorthand for the deep, intimate experience of God. That's
And maybe that's why Jesus said the kingdom of God is here.
and God, and he went even further. He said, "The kingdom of heaven is inside.
In you.
Is inside you.
Yeah.
Is within you."
Yeah.
So heaven for the mystics, for Jesus, for the contemplatives, is shorthand for the deep, intimate relationship experience of God. And it is living in this moment. Each moment has depth and meaning and richness and value. Whether it is a difficult moment or whether it is an exuberant moment, it doesn't matter. This moment. Because for the mystics, they find the richness of God in all circumstances. They've discovered that even in my most difficult situations, there's a depth of the experience of God's presence that I don't have when it is all smooth sailing. So it has value for them there. But they find joy in things that is beautiful.
Yeah, but and it's a joy with a certain texture to it, inherent infusedness of God, if I can put it that way. Like, and without putting it in religious terms all the time, it's not like they're going around looking for God and looking for visions or dreams, or it's just an experience of the presence and the the presence and the isness of God,
Yes.
the beingness of God,
Yes.
the I am of God in
Yes.
everything.
Yes. Yes.
So, and that is not just meant for after we die.
No. For the contemplative, heaven is not a pie in the sky that you get when you die. By and by. It's not that.
So you're not just passing through here.
No.
This is important.
This
Life
is important.
Yeah.
And that's why they take incarnation, Jesus' life and ministry, which it was a message incarnate, where it says God cherishes, loves, lives, infuses this world. That's the message of the incarnation. So it's not this, it will get better when we're in heaven. We just have to grit our teeth and
get through this valley of tears.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not. There's this richness. So it's that Act 17 text of Paul. In him we live and breathe and have our meaning.
So how would these moments look like?
Well, it's each and every moment of daily living. It's not only limited to certain spaces and to certain times. It's each and every moment. And I think to help us to get a fuller understanding of it, I would like to focus on a formal practice of that heaven and an informal practice, a daily practice. So the formal practice is what we would describe your contemplative sit or your contemplative quiet.
No, your prayer time.
Your prayer time.
Yeah.
Whether it's 20 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes. In other words, you set time apart where you become on a deep level immersed in this knowing that life is God.
Yeah, and that you surrender constantly your ego, your fears, your mind going, what must I do for supper, or this feels like a waste of time. So you surrendering that all the time and sort of, I think, falling into or sinking or growing into this deeper presence that is there. It's not God that's not there. It's us that's not there.
Exactly.
That's not present.
Yeah. So in other words, your formal prayer time, your formal sit or your quiet contemplation is not so much becoming quiet so that you can move into something. It is becoming quiet so that you become aware that you come out of something. That we are grounded in God, in the foundation of everything, the life force pulsing through everything. We come from that. So I don't have to conjure things up through my ego constructs and so on. I'm resting in the basis of everything.
Yeah, and coming from that place, moving into your life.
Yes. So that's the formal practice. And then it spills out into the informal practice because they interlinked. I stand up from that prayer time and then I enter into my daily living, but somehow, and it's difficult to explain, we carry something in with us.
Yeah, because we're growing into more of an awareness. So
Yes.
that becomes the way you live. It's not so much that you, and I think, that's where the mystics were moving more and more towards, is that feeling of unity with God.
Yes.
That moment to moment unity. For us, it might be a moment here and a moment there. An awareness that of beauty or of God in a difficult situation. So, but it's that knowledge that God is everywhere, is to be found, wants to be experienced.
Yes. And it is not so much sometimes it can be confusing if we say it's unity with God, because it is that, but we can make it even more tangible for us. There can be no separation from God.
Yes, we cannot, God cannot be not with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what the contemplatives discovered. And it has deep implications as to how we live our lives. How we get up in the morning, how we work in the garden when autumn comes. We're sitting here and I'm looking at the swallows sweeping over the kikuyu grass. And the way they talk nowadays and the sounds that they make, it's as if they're starting to prepare for their for their moves. I mean, it's part of this rhythm. But it's also car problems. It's also administration that's really boring. It's everything, everything. And how we live in those moments, how we have contact with people. It's actually this deep experience that the totality of day is filled with God.
Beautiful.
So in other words, heaven, which means we can't be separated, there isn't a separation from God. God is present. It is this deep, deep experience of the totality of day being filled with God.
And it is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So really wise people, the contemplatives. I love the fact that they've passed it on.
Yes.
But always wonderful to talk to you and have feedback and to hear about your experiences. It's such a privilege for us to hear about your privileges and your own growth path. It's part of this big community. Thank you very much for that.
Keep well, everyone.
Speak again next week. Bye-bye.